What is going on, beautiful people? It's your real estate go-to Deontay here, as always, with another one reaction video where we take a look at what industry leaders, industry thought leaders are saying in regards to the real estate market and how that is going to apply to the Orlando area and Central Florida area as a whole. Okay, and here, this video, as you guys see, is about home prices could grow as much as 5% this year. Okay, this is brought to you by CNBC. So let's see what they say, how it lines up to what we're actually seeing this summer, and go from there.
Zillow chief economist. Skylar, how is this possible? I mean, homes were already so expensive, and then mortgage rates going up. Is it just the lack of inventory?
Yes.
That is, a big, huge, massive part of the picture.
Yeah.
When we talk about less homes coming on the market, fewer homes coming on the market now than, say, pre-pandemic, we're talking 39% down just last month. So the forecast that we've recently updated is we think home prices could grow as much as 5% over the course of 2023. Only 2 months ago, before we saw these radically low new listings numbers, we were forecasting something much more like 1.2%, something small. Now 5%, that's on the hotter side of steady and stable.
How much risk do we have in the market now with affordability being so low? People are taking on, they're spending more of what they're making on housing, and employment's pretty high, but it doesn't always stay there.
Yeah, risk is an interesting kind of thing to think about even in this situation. I think because the existing homeowner has access to their pre-existing low mortgage rate, they've fixed it in for, decades for many of them. 70% of mortgage homeowners have a mortgage rate below 4%. Yeah. That's a low risk environment. They've got financial stability. They've got lower monthly payments. They can afford to save. They do not want to give that up and move on. That's what's keeping the new listings back so much.
And once again, I sound like a repeated record. The main reason why sellers in this market currently are selling is, major life transitions, whether it's I got a new job in another location where we're adding to the family, divorce, family, someone has passed. Those are primarily what we're seeing in regards to people looking to move, because people are sitting on 3% interest rates. People are sitting on 4% interest rates. So if I don't have to move, I am not going to move, and that is what is one of the reasons why we have the inventory that we have. There are some solutions, though. Even though if you're on the fence, and this is what I present to a lot of my sellers is, hey, if you guys, kind of want to upgrade your home, let's take a look at new construction. Okay, we are going to be about 15 minutes out from where you technically want to be, but you'll get a brand new house. These new construction communities are still giving you incentives, and they're getting you industry low interest rates. So no, you won't get a 3 or a 4, but some of them are giving 4.2. Some of them are getting 4.75. Okay, so that is a strategy that is being utilized now, but we don't know how long those new construction builders are going to continue to offer that. So that's something to keep in mind.
If we think about from the perspective of a first-time home buyer or a hopeful first-time home buyer, in other words, a current renter that wants to move on, they're experiencing much higher rents than last year. Rent probably takes up around 3% more of a median household income. That's a good reason to push forward. So there's low risk that home values will fall. And actually, when we plug in our numbers and run scenarios in our forecasting model, we can, really turn mortgage rates up. And it's very hard to get prices to fall because of what we watch new listings do. We're in an environment right now, this is challenging.
When I hear you talk about that with rent prices, I think about those rent prices and those shelter costs, how big of a portion of CPI they are. We have these conversations on our air constantly. Yep. that portion of CPI, that data factors in on a lagged effect, and it's part of the reason why market bulls have been saying, hey, listen, disinflation is happening much more quickly than the data is suggesting. But when I hear you talk about high rent prices, it doesn't sound like that's the case. has rent turned higher?
Yes, well, let's put
Rent
it,
is interesting right now.
often we have to get pretty specific when we talk about, what is happening. So rent grew incredibly quickly over the course of 2022. Then we saw it slow down, certainly in the, first kind of quarter of this year. Now rent is growing slower than a pre-pandemic place. So, the pressure is off of a lot of rent markets. That's also why we've seen multifamily permits suddenly come down. But that does not mean rent is falling anymore. Rent has continued to grow. I think in terms of those kind of overarching rent inflation numbers, I think what we're seeing there, or we can start to anticipate, is that it's a bit of a good sign, not as much of a good sign as I would have wanted to hope in order to get really good confidence that inflation is going to come down and we can finally get a break on mortgage rates. But it is something, less pressure than maybe pre-pandemic. Unlike U.S. home values, the home value picture in those month-over-month, that's hotter than pre-pandemic.
Okay.
It's pretty extraordinary.
Joining us now, Skylar.
So great information there, guys. This is such an interesting. We're gonna look back on this as like what 2020 really created just it's a study that's gonna go on for years. So you guys have any questions in regards to how these rising home prices is like, dang, Deontay, how am I ever gonna afford a house? How am I ever gonna get my first home? Give me a call. Give me a call. This is what I specialize in, making sure my people are taken care of. You'll have my email in the comment section below. You have all of my, whether you want to text, direct message, call, you can do that. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. This is what you have me here for. And always remember, in real estate, there are only two people that can get you exactly what you want, okay? That's D and you. Talk soon, guys. Peace.